everything. And just in case you haven't seen your email, we're going to put this into practice next Tuesday. Next Tuesday will be our off-campus evacuation drill. As of right now, we don't have anybody out on next Tuesday, so wanted to go with that. The weather currently shows no chance of rain, so just have that marked on your calendar. I will draft a letter today that will get home to parents, letting them know. If Tuesday is raining, we're going to go with the next sunny day or next non-rainy day after Tuesday. You know, it's either going to be 9 a.m. or it's going to be 1 p.m.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those, because that gives, for the people who think, because I don't know, something that it could take between an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't think it'll take that long, but knowing that that's a possibility, those are our two sections where it could take, where we could use that time without interfering with lunch.
Okay.
So it's either going to be 9 a.m. or it's going to be 1 p.m. And that's kind of going to be weather dependent on that one. All right, without further ado, I want to turn it over to Jonathan.
How you doing? I'm Jonathan, Lakewood Control Freaks. We have designed this system. I'm going to try to make this as brief as I can. I won't go into the specifics. We went through a lot of issues with this. What we ended up with, we have two panels. One of these is in the teacher's lounge, and that is the main panel. The other one is at the secretary's desk to make sure that Catherine knows everything that's going on. In the hallways, in here, in the gym, and in the common area, the lunchroom, we have these strobe sirens. They're very loud, and they have very bright strobes on them. We will have one of these in every classroom as well, and the sound in the classroom will be lower than it is through in the hallways. The hallways are a lot louder, the entryways are a lot louder, to make sure we get proper alert. This doesn't call the police, it doesn't call the fire department, it doesn't alert any outside source. The whole purpose of this is to allow every one of you to have a panic control. This is a panic button. You press and hold it for 10 seconds. Sets off a little light here, and then it'll set off sirens throughout the whole school. Okay. I have this one turned off because when we were testing, I didn't want it to bother this room. Okay, so it's not a very loud, alerting. A very unnerving siren. It also doesn't compete with. Okay. It also doesn't compete with the fire alarm, tornado alarm. We didn't want it to sound panicky. We also don't want it to shut off right away. Okay, we want it to stay going on until the threat has been isolated. Now the threat could be as little as a kid having a seizure in the hallway and the bell's about to ring. You don't want kids out flooding the hallways, you set that off. Every single one of these is ID'd to a classroom. So Mary, as well as whoever's in the teacher's lounge, and Kathy, sorry, Mary at the other school, will get the message. And that's a good point. Actually, Kathy, Mary, Kevin, Wes, and Ted all get a text message to let them know that there's not only an issue, but who has set off the issue, which classroom. It doesn't say where you're at, but it's a good starting point. Then you guys will have a protocol on how to respond to that. You know, whether it's radio silence until they figure out what's going on. You know, and then each one of the administrations gets the ability to disarm the system from their hands. So if they can go in, isolate, see the issue, they can disarm it, shut the system down, and then allow for a call over the intercom to let you know that everything's okay. So this is not designed for necessarily the end all be all. What this is just an alert system for inside the school to allow every one of you guys to have the ability to get everybody to stop and something going. Okay, so it's really, we don't want it to be panicky. We don't want this to be automatically think that there's a gunman in the school.
I'm going to cut you off there, because we did talk as a committee. We are going, right now, that's our only use for it, though.
Oh, gotcha.
That's gonna be our only,
Okay.
the middle school might be a little different, they have the bells every 42 minutes. I can get on the horn with anything else to calm the hallways. So because I want it to be, if you see that, this is the real deal. This is the real deal in this building. That's the way we are gonna operate it.
Perfect.
If that goes off, you do that when it's something, you don't wanna call the office, you don't wanna go through protocol, you wanna get it. Right now, people need to know, hide or run. Run or hide, run if you can, and then hide if you can. So, that's the way we're doing it here.
Okay, perfect. Are there any questions on the technical part of this?
So, they're holding it for 10 seconds. Now, just so we know, I've got that around my neck, even though I'm room 414, even if I'm in the gym, I can set it off,
That's
correct?
right. That's right. And then,
It's not proximity.
most of the time Kathy's gonna know where the teacher's at. If they're at lunchtime at that time, if they're at recess or, gym or whatever, so,
Does it only work within our building?
right
Like,
now.
if they're out at recess, and they see somebody out there that's coming, if they press it, would it set off inside?
We have tested real close to the building, it works pretty good. Out in the field, it doesn't.
Okay.
We have the ability to get a long-range antenna and be able to pick them up from out there.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay?
If for any reason they lose one?
Oh, they're easily replaceable. These don't actually cost very much. They are also waterproof, so if you accident in the shower, you get stuck out in the rain with it, or whatever, it's not a big deal. We also have multiple ways.
You're taking a shower with that?
Well,
Safety first.
also for like elderly and stuff like that, so it's one of the features. But, you also, if you drop and break it or something like that, please just turn it in or have them test it so that we can make sure that it still works. If you think you might have, it's not a big deal. They don't cost very much, and we can get more if we need to. They also have different ways to hold these. This comes with a lanyard, and I've got these set up, but we also have belt clips that you can put on, and bigger clips that you could clip onto like a purse or something like that. But the idea is to have this as close to your person as you can without accidental.
I go between both buildings, so, well, it work in both buildings. I did two different ones.
Any other? So if it gets in the hands of a student, you can deactivate one too, is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So like if you lose yours, we obviously, probably less an issue here at the elementary as it would be at the middle school, but we want to make sure that we deactivate it if you misplace yours.
Any other questions?
If we have a student teacher, do we have two?
That's going to be up to the administration. I think we probably should have a few extras sitting in the office anyways, just for that
Just so it's-
instance. Yep.
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, they are specific to your room so that we can know who set it off. So you can't just grab any one. We have them over here by room number. So hopefully you know your room number.
Who's 414?
Who's 414? Anybody know?
I know.
So those of you who came in late,
Michelle, you'll be one.
okay, those who just came in,
If you see her.
next Tuesday, we will be doing our off-campus drill. That'll be our first run with it. And we'll get out to the parents. Other than that, any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Okay,
Yes.
so Crystal has one and I have one, or do I leave mine for her?
Oh, I'm
Right now, we